Hello there. For my next game review we're going to take a look at a Ricochet release. It's a game originally released by Ultimate Play the Game, and it's a Wild West themed game called Outlaws. As with most Ricochet releases, the front cover is an adaptation of the original game's front cover, and this one's a pretty nice piece of artwork. Nice logo in particular, very Wild West, but peculiarly this cowboy on this horse doesn't actually seem to have a face, which is a little bit strange. Otherwise it's the usual Ricochet packaging. As normal, spine has got the name of the game on as well, and the back cover has got some screenshots which you can quite clearly see a chap on a horse and some classic western scenery, and the usual blurb about the game. Driven only by murderous ambition and selfish greed, they scoured the land. Only the lone rider can rid something or other, the good men of the land, from the tyranny they suffered. You're the lone rider, go forth and save, answer the good people's prayers. The edge of the box impeding my reading a little bit there, I apologise. And the usual big gun on the back of the Ricochet packaging as well. Inside we've got the instructions, loads of instructions, bit of blurb about the game again, some very bold text about the lone rider, how to control him, joystick controls, etc, etc. Very small font again, which makes it almost impossible to read. And also it's got the keyboard controls at the bottom there, and a copyright mention there for Ultimate Play the Game. And the inside is completely blank. Okay, so here's the title screen. Pretty basic stuff, all text, nice sort of flashing Outlaws logo at the top there. You got the high score and the last score, couple of options there, and copyright ACG, which is Ashby Computer and Graphics, otherwise known as Ultimate Play the Game, from 1985 originally. So let's get the game started, and when you press fire the music slowly fades out, which is quite cool. Little intro, you're now entering Dalton gang territory, and as you can see you're a man on a horse in a typical Wild West background with cactuses and mountains and desert and all that kind of stuff. You can move your horse left and right, and these guys ride past and try and shoot you, as just happened. It is quite a tricky game. You can shoot in all directions, so you can shoot behind you and even above you. The shooting's a bit strange. Oh, I got him, but he got me then. Because you have to hold the fire button down and then point the direction you want to shoot. So our hero has got a massive chin. There's no doubt about that. He's got a nice white horse as well. It's quite well animated. It's not quite as well animated as the one in Kane. Generally speaking, the graphics aren't, and they're quite chunky. This game was developed by the same guys who did the Arthur Pendragon games like Black Witch and Dragon Skull. Can't remember their names off the top of the head. It was a pair of brothers, I think Thomas was the surname. Anyway, so the idea of the game is, well, I'm not entirely sure. You're supposed to rid the town of the outlaws, I think. And there's also a population which does go down if you shoot these guys, but only sometimes. It's a bit peculiar. You've also got to jump over obstacles like that, otherwise you come off your horse. I've got a guy in the window there. So this is like, I think these are supposed to be the outlaws, but when they shoot them, and there's a few of them dotting about, the number of outlaws it says at the top of the screen there doesn't go down, so I'm a bit puzzled by that. I don't really know what else you're supposed to do in the game. Perhaps you need to rid the town of the entire population before you get the outlaws. Well, there goes another life. So you can duck down and so on and jump when you're on the horse, and you do have to do that, otherwise you will get shot and killed, like as just happened to me. So I'll go one more time. There's not a lot else to say about the game. It looks to be rock hard, as most games of this time were. it's quite a nice little game. The music and sound are pretty decent. Graphics are pretty cool, rather chunky, but that was the style of these particular developers. So yeah, it's not bad. If you keep riding to the left, by the way, I have a shootout with this guy on the horse and failed to get him again. But if you do keep riding to the left, eventually you will reach the border and you stop. Then you have to turn around. There you go, got him. So yeah, basically it just seems to be a case of ride backwards and forwards and shoot people off the horses. Which is easier said than done, and as I've said before, when you do shoot them, the numbers at the top, which is population of 20, has actually gone down one now. I don't know why. That's another guy I got as well now. And another one. Ooh, but the number still hasn't gone down. I don't get it. That guy just completely disappeared then. And there's another guy I got, but it's still the number of people and the number of outlaws has not changed in the slightest. It is a bit strange. Just gonna get this guy in the window here. Again, if he's an outlaw or a member of the population, why aren't any of those numbers going down? And these two guys here, I think it must be impossible to get these two, because you've got to angle the gun at just the right angle to shoot up the screen, and also just as they pop their heads through the doors, so I give up with that as well. So there's not a lot else to say. I think I must be missing something, but I'm not sure what it is. The instructions are pretty basic and don't give me any great idea what I'm missing. Oh, yeah, if you don't jump over the obstacles, then your horse chucks you off. And I don't know if that means you lose a life or not, I'm not sure. No, seemingly not. So at least that doesn't kill you, which is reasonable. The population's gone down to 18 now. Is the population going down because I'm shooting people, or is the population going down because they're shooting people? I really don't know, but there goes another one. So there's not really a lot else to say about the game, except I got shot again. There's the other border on the other side, so there's not a very big playing area to play through. Yeah, so I'm a bit at a loss of what else to do or say, really. I'll just play it through to the end, but is it worth $1.99? Well, it's actually quite a nice game. It's quite fun to play. It's, you know, it's quite decent to control. I just don't know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. The population's now gone down to 17. I could be here a long time before I get the population down to the level, I don't know, where I'm supposed to face the Outlaws or something. That's total guesswork. Great. And I fell off the horse again. And that's particularly annoying when you respawn on the horse and a guy comes along and knocks you straight off it. And there goes another life. And that's game over, and frankly couldn't be soon enough. I think there's the basics of a nice game there, but someone actually needs to explain to me what the hell I'm supposed to do. So if you know what I'm supposed to do, post a message on the YouTube page, and maybe I'll give it another go.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
2, 1, 0.